Hey guys, welcome back to Transformers G1 for Life, where I talk about G1 toys and related cartoon continuity. Today we're taking a look at Blurr, B-L-U-R-R. He was one of the Autobots that was introduced in the 1986 animated movie, along with a handful of other new characters. So his gimmick in the show was that he was very fast and fast-talking, and he would often repeat himself.
I just know it, we're all gonna die, this is it, it's the end, we're finished!
Which made him very annoying. I actually thought that there was a clip in the cartoon or in the movie where one of the Autobots told him to be quiet.
Shut up, Blurr! Out of all the Autobots to survive.
It turns out that was actually in the Rude Awakening of Optimus Prime, which is a fan clip made by Dr. Smooth on YouTube, which is hilarious, so if you get a chance, check that out, but there's some foul language, so those videos aren't really for kids. Now, since Blurr is such a fast talker, he is appropriately voiced by John Moschitta, who has a Guinness Book of World Records for being able to articulate almost 600 words per minute. You might remember him as the Micro Machines guy.
This is the Micro Machine Man, presenting the most midget miniature motorcade of Micro Machine.
And I also remember him as Mr. Testaverde from Saved by the Bell.
Number one, listen, discuss the Intolerable Acts of 1774.
If anyone remembers that, go ahead and leave me a comment. So I have two Blurrs, and I got them both on eBay about 8 years ago. So my goal is to collect all the characters that appeared in the G1 cartoon. I do have one main rule, and that is that I have to have all the parts that make the transformation complete. And in this case with Blurr, that means getting his shield. That is a must, as it completes the front of the car. Which is the reason why I have two Blurrs. So the first one that I got was this one, and it came with the shield. The shield's not perfect, it has a broken prong, but it's good enough to stay in there. A little loose, but if I'm displaying it, it looks absolutely fine. No issues with that. However, the Blurr himself has some issues. You'll see his hands are exposed. He doesn't have those arm flaps on there. So when he is in the car mode, it's not the full transformation because you can see his hands. So that's a no-go. So I ended up getting this second Blurr for pretty cheap. Didn't come with the shield, but it had those arm flaps. So I went ahead and purchased that one. And my thinking was that, well, I'll just take the shield from this guy and put him on this guy, and then I'll have a Blurr that can make the complete transformation. However, recently, in taking them out to look at them and to actually make this video, I noticed this on that second Blurr. The hole in the hand is gigantic. It's not supposed to be that big. It's supposed to be small, like these holes here. So whoever owned this previously enlarged this hole, and I have no idea why. I also don't know how I missed this, because even though it's been 8 years, I was able to see the picture of the listing on eBay, and it's right there, prominently displayed, this gigantic hole. I guess I was just excited to get like a $9 Blurr to, do what I wanted to do. But it doesn't look that great when you're looking at this gaping hole. Now, I know with the Blurr that is the Target Master, the Target Masters have larger holes. I mean, maybe the person made the hole larger for a Target Master weapon, or maybe they had something custom, but I do not like that gigantic hole. So now I have the idea, instead of switching the shield, that I would take the arm flaps off of the Blurr with the big hand hole and move those flaps over to the other Blurr and then just use that as my Blurr. However, when I was comparing the two, I noticed that their coloration is different. So the one with the normal hands is a brighter blue, and the other one is dull, more of a faded color. And I'm not sure why. I'm wondering if that's the way it was displayed. Maybe it was like in the sun a lot and it faded because of that. Or if it has something to do with manufacturing, because I noticed on this hood part, the thing that covers the head, that one of them says 2B, and that's the duller one, and the brighter blue says 2C. So I'm wondering if these being in different manufacturer runs, if the ones that came out of the B run had duller colors and the other ones had brighter colors, or if it really is just a matter of it was out in the sun and it was faded. I have no idea. But if anybody has any ideas on why one is a brighter color and one is faded, please go ahead and leave me a comment and shed some light on that. So because of the different colors, I'm not going to switch those arm flaps, because if I were to switch them, I think the one would just look weird with the bright color everywhere else and then the dull arm flaps. So I don't want to have that. So I'll just keep one here, keep it transformed in the hover vehicle mode, and that'll be its vehicle, and then I'll have the other one just to display as robot mode. And so I think that will look nice to have the two side by side that way. So just in general, this figure actually seems pretty solid and well made. It has some metal parts, it's just not all cheap plastic, so it has a heavier feel to it, which is nice. It feels strong, it feels sturdy, and the joints on the one that I have held up pretty well. Overall, I'm happy with these two characters despite the issues I found with the big hole and the discoloration, but it does check off a box on my collection, so I'm good with that. Maybe in the future I'll look for a third complete Blurr, maybe a reissue, or the Target Master Blurr because I need to get one of those as well. Anyway, I'm all done here, so thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of Blurr. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Transform and roll out.